There are places you're not supposed to wander into. And if you do, you're not supposed to bring anything back. It started with a camping trip. Just me and my buddy Ron. We've been doing this tradition for years. One weekend, no phones, just beer, fire, and silence under the stars. This time, we decided to go deeper into the forest than usual. A state park up north, mostly untouched. No marked trails. That was mistake number one. We hiked for hours before we found a clearing. It looked perfect. Flat ground, water nearby, and oddly quiet. No birds. No wind. Just stillness. The first night was normal. Ron passed out early after too much whiskey, and I stayed up watching the fire die out. That's when I heard it. A buzzing noise. Like a phone on vibrate. Faint, but clear. I thought it was my imagination, but when I turned my head toward the trees, it got louder. It was coming from the ground. The next morning, I grabbed a stick and started digging near the noise. I didn't expect to find anything. But 3 inches down, my stick hit plastic. It was a phone. Black. Dirty. Still vibrating. No brand. No buttons. Just a smooth glass slab with a flickering screen. The kind of thing you'd swear was fake until it turned on. There was only one app. A red icon with a white circle. No words. No menu. Just the camera. I tapped it, and it opened to the front-facing camera, already recording. But what it showed wasn't my face. Instead of me, I saw a dark room behind me. A figure, tall, thin, twitching, standing just inches away. I dropped the phone and turned. Nothing. Just the forest. But when I picked the phone up again, the figure was closer in the reflection. I turned around again. Still nothing. I should have smashed it right there. But I didn't. I showed it to Ron, but the screen had gone black. He thought I was messing with him. That night, the buzzing came back. This time louder. We both heard it, coming from multiple spots in the forest. We went to sleep early, but I couldn't stop staring at the phone. At 3:11 a.m., it turned on by itself. The front camera opened again, still recording. Only now, I wasn't in the frame. Just trees. Hundreds of trees. But they weren't from our forest. They looked older, taller, twisted in ways trees shouldn't be. In the background, something moved. Fast. Glitching, like it was skipping frames. Something human-shaped, but wrong. It looked straight at the camera. Then the screen blinked. Follow me. I woke Ron. Told him we had to go. Right now? No questions. He thought I was nuts, but the look on my face convinced him. We packed up fast and started hiking out with flashlights. No trail, no GPS. Just compass and memory. But the deeper we moved, the less familiar everything looked. That's when we realized we were walking in circles. Worse, the trees had changed. Gnarled. Bark split open like scarred flesh. And the buzzing? It followed us. Louder with every step. I pulled out the phone. The camera app opened on its own. The image was now black, except for 2 glowing white eyes staring from the darkness. We finally found a ranger station after 14 hours. We were dehydrated, panicked, and probably looked insane. They chalked it up to exposure and disorientation. Took the phone. Said they'd handle it. But 2 nights later, back at home, I woke up at 3:11 a.m. My own phone was buzzing, and the same camera app had appeared. I never downloaded it. It opened automatically, and in the feed, I saw myself sleeping. Then behind me, the thing. Pale, skin stretched tight over its face. Just staring. Not moving. Not blinking. Watching. I smashed my phone. Got a new number. New device. Left town. Ron too. We don't talk about it anymore. Not out loud. But sometimes, my new phone vibrates at 3:11 a.m. No app. No notification. Just the faint hum. And I know if I turn the screen on, it'll be watching. Waiting. I used to think urban legends were just stories, something people told around a campfire to scare kids. Then I watched my best friend walk into a tunnel and never come back out. And the worst part? I saw what took him. We grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania. Nothing much to do except roam the woods and cause harmless trouble. One place we always avoided was Miller's Tunnel. It wasn't just abandoned, it felt wrong. Locals said it was cursed, that people vanished inside it and were never seen again. We always joked about it growing up, but no one actually went near it. Not even the adults. Until Ryan. Ryan was the brave one. Or stupid. Maybe both. He got obsessed with local urban legends for his YouTube channel. Urban explorations, creepy stories, that kind of thing. This tunnel is the one no one talks about, he told me one day. That makes it perfect. He begged me to come with him. Said it would just take an hour. I didn't want to, but he was my best friend. We packed flashlights, GoPros, and walked the 3 miles into the hills. When we got there, I wanted to turn back. The tunnel wasn't just dark, it was silent. Not a single sound. Not even birds. Just wind and cold. It looked like it had been sealed with concrete at some point, but someone had knocked a hole big enough to crawl through. The walls around the entrance were scorched, like fire had licked at the edges years ago. Ryan smiled. This is gold. I followed him in. Inside, it was pitch black. Our flashlights barely cut through the darkness. The air was thick, like walking into a sealed room that hadn't been opened in decades. The walls were covered in strange symbols, scratched into the stone. Not spray paint. Not carving. Scratched. Like with fingernails. Ryan kept filming, mumbling about rituals and disappearances from the 1960s. I just wanted to leave. Then we heard something. A low, echoing whistle. Not wind. Not animal. It sounded like a man whistling a lullaby. Slow. Off-key. Ryan stopped. You heard that too? I nodded. My mouth had gone dry. He pointed his flashlight forward, toward the blackness ahead. Let's go just a bit further. I should have turned around right then. But I didn't. We walked maybe 30 more steps when Ryan froze. I looked past him and saw it. A figure. Crouched. Pale. Hairless. Arms too long. Just standing there, halfway in the shadows. Head tilted like it was studying us. Then it smiled. Not a grin. A slow, twitching smile, like its face didn't know how to do it right. Ryan raised his camera. Do you see? The thing moved. Fast. I screamed. Ryan ran forward, but I turned and ran the hell out of there. When I reached daylight, I turned around. No sign of him. Just silence. I waited. An hour. Then 2. Called his name. Nothing. I called the police. They searched the tunnel with dogs, drones, even demolition tools. No trace. No footage. His GoPro was found smashed outside the tunnel. They ruled it a disappearance. I know the truth. 2 weeks later, I got a message. From Ryan's account. Just one sentence. I'm still in here. He won't let me leave. No location. Nothing else. The account went dark after that. I haven't gone back. But sometimes, late at night, I get calls from private numbers. When I pick up, it's silent. Except for that same whistling. Off-key. Slow. Familiar. They say you can get used to anything. But you never get used to a knock that comes from nowhere and from someone who should not exist. It started 2 months after I moved into the cabin. I was renting a remote property in the Appalachian Mountains. Cheap, isolated, peaceful. A perfect place to work on my book. The nearest neighbor was over 2 miles away. No cell signal. Just satellite internet and silence. Exactly what I thought I needed. I was wrong. The first knock came on a Tuesday. 3:03 a.m. Sharp. Calm. 3 knocks. Not rushed. Not panicked. Just there. I thought I'd imagined it, but when I got out of bed and looked through the peephole, there was nothing. No wind. No movement. Just the dark woods and the cold porch. I shrugged it off. Timber creaks. Imagination. Dreams. But the next night, it came again. 3:03 a.m. 3 knocks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Raccoon, wind, whatever. I thought the same. But I installed a motion camera above the door the next day. That night, I set an alarm for 3 a.m. At 3:03, the knocks came, right on time. I was ready. I rushed to the door. No one. I checked the camera. It triggered. And the footage? It showed a man. Bald. Gaunt. Wearing old, stained clothes. Just standing there. Not moving. The weirdest part? His eyes were closed. He knocked with one hand. Then just stood there for 22 seconds before turning around and walking off into the woods. I watched the video again and again. Frame by frame. His mouth was moving the whole time. Like he was whispering something. Except there was no sound. And he had no shoes on. I called the local sheriff's office. They sent someone the next morning. We walked around. No footprints. No signs of anyone. Probably just a transient, the deputy said. Happens sometimes. He'll move on. But he didn't. The next night, 3:03 a.m. 3 knocks. Now he was closer to the door. Still whispering. Still barefoot. This time, I didn't open it. I just watched from behind the curtain, heart pounding, hand tight around a kitchen knife. I didn't sleep again that night. By the 5th night, I'd had enough. I waited behind the door with a bat. As the clock hit 3:03, the knocks came again, soft, deliberate. I yanked the door open. Nothing. No man. No sound. But the camera? It still showed him, standing inches from me. Eyes closed. Mouth whispering. Let me in. I checked the audio feed later. It was full of static. Except at the exact moment he knocked. Then, a voice, my voice, said clearly. He sees you too. I lost it. I went to town the next morning, showed the footage to a guy at the hardware store. He watched in silence. Then turned to me and asked a question I wasn't ready for. Does he get closer each night? I didn't answer. He just nodded. You should leave. But I couldn't. Not yet. That night, I didn't sleep. The door was triple locked. Curtains shut. All lights off. 3:03 came. 3 knocks. Then the sound of a second knock. From the back door. I ran through the house. Looked through the curtain. No one. I ran back to the front. Still no one. I checked the camera. Now there were 2 of them. Identical. Standing perfectly still. Whispering in unison. I tried to leave the next morning. Threw everything in the truck and floored it down the gravel road. After a mile, the engine died. Battery dead. GPS scrambled. I hiked to town. Took hours. I stayed in a cheap motel. That night, no knocks. No nightmares. I went back for my stuff the next day, bringing a mechanic with me. He checked the truck, scratched his head, then said, "This is strange. Your battery isn't dead. It's missing. Gone. Completely removed. I don't live there anymore. I broke the lease. Lost my deposit. Don't care. But I still think about the knocks. 3:03 a.m. 3 knocks. Sometimes I wake up at that time, even now. Out of habit. And I swear, I hear it. Soft. Distant. But real. 3 knocks. And a whisper I can almost understand.